Okay, people, we are back with another episode of OnlyStans. We have a wonderful, wonderful guest today. Do you go by Laura X Desiree or just Laura Desiree?
Laura Desiree.
So Laura Desiree, she seems like a very, very, very interesting person. She comes highly regarded from friends of the program. So naked news, I would like to hear your definition of naked news. What is your definition of naked news?
Naked news is the lightest of light news told naked. We don't do stories about mass death. We don't do stories about children. We try to keep it light. I mean, I'll be honest, anytime a fast food joint has a new like fusion dish, that definitely gets told on our show.
Yes.
We also do a lot of celebrity news, but in the last like 5 years, we've been kind of evolving to try and be more of a culture program. We do a lot of travel segments. We cover a lot of adult conventions. We do a lot of love and sex, a lot of talking to this boom of sex therapists and try and give advice to these men watching our show.
That's fair. And how often would you say are these videos made?
We are in the studio every day.
Every day, really?
Every day. There's a daily show every single day.
Okay.
And that has not changed as structure. You know, it's been like a 20-minute daily show that comes out Monday to Friday, and then there's a Sunday show that is extended. And that's usually the one that's just a grab bag of goodies.
And also for those out there watching, I don't believe you mentioned that you are stripping naked while giving the news.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the whole gist of it. That's
Right.
why it's called naked news.
Right.
And so I was also wondering, have you ever considered getting into like more sexual things than just stripping during naked news? What about porn news? Have anyone ever considered that?
That would be virtually pointless.
Maybe you bring a guy on, and you each dole out different news stories, one-on-one.
But are you fucking each other? What makes it porn news? If someone was jerking off telling me the news, I don't know if I would hear a single thing they were saying.
Maybe you're jerking him off while doling out the news.
It's an interesting challenge.
I was just wondering if there's ever been aspirations to go past the stripping.
No, but there was a moment in recent years where things did take a bit of a turn, and we sent 2 anchors to Hedonism in Jamaica, and they were doing a segment on dance hall, and our cameramen had never once pointed the camera directly towards the asshole, and these girls were in a twerk position, bent over, and cheeks were parted. Sun was beautifully landed right on that area, and our cameramen went in, and that was a big change.
They went into the asshole?
They went in. I remember all of us thought, oh my God, this is when the program changes.
That is aggressive.
It was a whole thing.
Asshole zoo was aggressive.
It was a whole thing. Changed it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And the company hasn't been the same since.
It hasn't. No, I mean, it's evolved a lot.
Wow. This is the asshole zoo. That's not, that you don't hear that every day.
No, you remember us as the green screen standing in the business suit, taking things off every story.
Which
right.
whenever I think of an asshole zoo, I almost think of, listen, I'm a fan of vaginas. I think they're awesome. But you know, like in the first scene of Superbad, when Evan picks up Seth and he's like, you ever see vagina by itself? Not for me. I don't need to see a vagina I don't need to see an asshole by itself. It's not for me. It's simply not for me. So I'm going to give you some news stories right now, and you tell me if they can make naked news or not.
Love it.
Throughout history. I picked real historical things. Archaeologists discover the Shroud of Turin, which is Jesus' bloody face after he died.
We would do it, and we would get a lot of hate mail for it. We oddly know how to tickle and bruise a lot of the religious folks of really the world because we have such a global audience. So that would be a spicy one, and we would get a lot of flack for it.
Okay. Marilyn Monroe sings "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" to John F. Kennedy Jr.
Ultimate naked news story.
Sorry. Ultimate naked news.
Ultimate naked news story. That right there. And we would probably have to sing it as well. Our writers will put that in where it's like, well, imitate it. They expect a lot.
Okay. Meteorite from space destroys all the dinosaurs living on planet Earth.
Yeah. There's really good scripting opportunities for like something large.
I thought you said no mass death.
Dinosaurs? Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. We're telling that story.
Army Hammer is a cannibal.
This one I wanted to do. This one I really, really wanted to do because that story in particular, I thought it was ridiculous how quick we were to shame an individual. I mean, we don't know the truth on it. Also, now no one wants to share the truth of their kinks, their quirks, what turns them on. And so you end up holding on to it. It builds a cancer in the body when you don't let it out.
The United States of America Army, along with the Allied forces, stormed the beaches of Normandy in 1944 in effect to take out the Nazi stronghold in France.
We would do it, but it wouldn't be detailed. It would be like a headline, a couple small facts. I mean, we're having this issue with talking about the war in Ukraine right now. Of course, yes. So we are doing it. We are covering it. But, you know, we're being very just headlines only.
Okay, fair. And finally, let's pick one off the top of my head. Finally, off the top of my head, Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl.
We would absolutely
That's
do
a dream
that.
one too.
That's a dream story.
Yeah, that's a dream story.
That would be great for the reveal. If you were removing your bra to that story, that would just be like a fucking holy moment.
Honestly, that's one other thing I will say. Final thing I got to say about Naked News. I commend the idea of the strip.
Yeah.
I've said many times I have a few business ideas in my brain.
Yeah.
One of them is a fat-only gym where only fat people could go to the gym.
Love it.
And then if you lose weight, you can still stay and you can be an inspiration to the other fats that are working
Love
out there. So fat-only gym is one of my things. It's also trademarked. So if you steal it, fuck you. Fat-only gym is my idea. You have like an above BMI or whatever to join. And then the second one is a fully clothed strip club.
Do clothes get
taken off.
Right.
I've always found it interesting that if I'm at a strip club and a wonderful lady gets called out to the stage, she's basically already naked. I want to see the whole thing. And that's what Naked News does.
We do that. And it's
very... I want to see them in like a pantsuit, basically.
It's wardrobed that way as well, right? Like before we step into the studio, it's very important. What panties do you have on? How are you removing this? There's a small rehearsal that goes into it, but it's so much fun. I did an OJ story and I got to say the juice is loose while I slid my panties off. How fucking
The juice
perfect.
was loose.
How perfect is that?
Perfect.
There's moments where it comes together beautifully. It's what inspired me to start trying pussy tricks. So pussy tricks I would bring into my burlesque show where you fit something ideally into a condom so that you've got a barrier between you and it. Yeah. And then you insert it, see if you can fit the whole thing. And then that is one fuck of a reveal when you're on stage. When you're fully naked and then you pull out a 6-foot feather boa out of your snatch.
So by pussy tricks, we're just basically saying, like you just said, pulling stuff out of said pussy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we pull out? Be it boas?
I pulled out a bunch of feather boas. Remote. I've done a bunch of fake giant snakes, which are great because it comes out wriggling and wiggling. And I mean, certain bottles.
How about this?
Yeah.
You pull out a hot dog and eat it on stage.
My grip is so tight, it would cut that thing in half. You know that? That
was an aggressive response.
Oh, yeah, it'd be chopped on order. I'll give it a go.
Try it.
I'll give it a go. I really will.
The hot dog would be about popsicle.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, temperature is felt very
it would
intensely.
Melt quite quickly, but
it would melt so fast. You gotta be careful with food.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of a fun idea. You could pop that out.
That's what my head is doing all the time. What can I fit in there?
Maybe like an iPhone.
Yeah. Maybe like the foldable phones or whatever.
A wallet.
A wallet for sure.
A wallet.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think of other things.
Could you maybe like vape through it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then blow smoke?
If I could figure out how to inhale from my vagina, that's like serious meditation.
Yeah, that's where
I think it's attainable.
So can I ask you how often you're doing these?
I used to do them a lot more. I would say about like 5 years ago, I was doing a lot of these on a stage in Toronto called Candyland, which was very
great name for
it wanted to be the box, and so we brought a lot of that kind of entertainment to that stage. But nowadays, there's a couple clubs in New York that I will pop into and give them a show, but it's not more than say monthly.
Previously, I said you're friends with Casey Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Casey today. She came into the office. I said, Casey, we got Laura coming in today. You got anything to ask her? She showed me a text from me yesterday that said it's the summer of threesomes and you guys have to figure out your victims. Mm-hmm. So I was wondering, what does that consist of? Finding a victim for a threesome with you and Casey, and can I put my name in the pool to be a victim?
We are putting together a long list. We are both 6 feet tall. We are in control blondes. We bookend any motherfucker. And I think both of us have an appetite for destruction. We're in New York City, and I feel a chemistry with Casey like none other. It is a burning desire. And I think the two of us together could really give someone a heart attack.
Well, I'm all set on that. Yeah. But if anybody else wants to submit their name to the pool, well, maybe we'll start like an Excel spreadsheet where they could submit their names or something.
We can start vetting all of the potentials, right? Yeah. Line them up.
I would love for you to, I want to see you vet people.
I want them to write proposals of how it would go. I want to hear how you think that fantasy would play out.
I've actually also watched The Graduate. I wish there was more nudity in The Graduate, though.
No, I don't.
I would like to do a Graduate remake. You should do a Graduate
remake. And make
remake.
It hardcore?
Yeah. Because it really sucks watching Dustin Hoffman and Mrs. Robinson and not seeing it.
Listen, we are at a shortage of leg men in this world right now.
What's a leg man?
People that are into legs. Everyone's all about the ass these days, and that movie celebrates the leg men of the world.
Well, that was what people liked in the 70s.
Well, I'm saying bring it back. I've got fucking awesome legs. I want someone to romanticize them again, so I'll take Anne Bancroft's
romanticize the ladies' legs, people. Bring the legs back.
Bring the legs back. They enhance the whole thing. They wrap
Asses
around.
Are pretty cool, though.
Yeah, they're at the top of the legs.
Asses are pretty
cool.
It's
not like they're not included, but bring back the legs. I met Rod Stewart the other day.
Oh, really?
I met Rod Stewart. He's a leg man.
Rod Stewart's a leg guy?
He's a
Did he
leg
compliment
guy.
your legs?
We took a photo with his wife and he said, get him out.
Who's the most famous person that's ever complimented your legs?
Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
He would be the top.
Congratulations.
Right. But I forced it into his face, right? Like I had the leg right out there.
So what would you say you're most proud of? The legs or the anything else?
The undeniable wit.
I will say very, very witty.
The
very
irresistible vocabulary.
Great vocabulary.
The articulation. Oh, come on.
Hey, you want to know why? It's a personality game here, sweetheart.
Personality.
I can't believe I dropped a sweetheart on you. I've never dropped a sweetheart in my life. You just talk so mature. I had to drop a sweetheart.
I love it.
I was told you do dildo karaoke. Please explain to me dildo karaoke.
Well, you have to find really creative ways to stand out in content creation today.
On Tempted, by the way.
That's
yes,
right. So dildo karaoke came as me teasing a dildo around my mouth. And
People do that.
That is very exciting to watch, but why not turn it into a song? Why not make it a moment where it's the microphone? Because you can still bring it to the mouth. You look at anyone holding a microphone and it's oddly erotic when they're good at it.
Yes.
It can be very sexy. So I said, this will be my microphone. Do I take requests? Yes. Not all the time. A lot of the time people don't have the savvy or the transcendence through music like I do. I'll find a song and it'll lead me to another one and another one.
What do you enjoy singing? What's your favorite song to sing?
I love soul of the 60s and 70s. So I'll do a lot of that, even though a lot of it is male vocalists. I'll always take on a male vocalist. But my go-to, no joke, is fucking the Pointer Sisters version of Fire, the Bruce Springsteen song.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's hot.
Can I make a request?
What's your request?
Scenes from an Inside Restaurant by Billy Joel.
I love Billy Joel.
Lady.
I do Billy Joel. I do a lot of
Billy Joel?
I do a lot of Billy
What
Joel.
songs?
New York State of Mind. That piano opening is like the heartbeat pulse of the New York skyline. Dun, 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 dun.
For the record, I'm from Long Island, so I know everything about Billy Joel.
I'm a huge fan for Billy
Joel. Want to play
Joel.
Billy Joel Saturday night?
That's really?
Yeah, let's go.
Desperately.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're going.
You have an all access pass if you're taking me
We're
to
going
Billy
to Billy Joel with the Game Time app, Shadow Game Time app.
Oh
but
my
yeah, no, we're gonna
God.
go to Billy Joel on Saturday.
You heard that.
But yeah, what other Billy Joel songs do you play?
I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life.
So My Life, New York State of Mind. Now Scenes
You
from
should do
Inside
Moving
Restaurant.
Out. You should do
Moving out.
for sure.
Out.
He worked for Mr. Cacciatore's down on Sullivan Street, across from the medical center.
How about this? I'm gonna give you a real challenge.
Okay.
Play Weed and Start the Fire on Dildo Karaoke.
No. That has come
Play
up.
Weed and Start the Fire. on
That
Dildo
has
Karaoke.
come up.
If you're a real dildo karaokeist, you'd play Weed and
We
Start the Fire.
don't give the man credit for dropping bars like that, okay?
You really don't.
He's fucking dropping
Like when you go to the
bars.
concert, behind the screen, they put up a picture of every single thing he mentions.
I would imagine.
It's insane.
But there's no way, if I was Billy Joel, even if I wrote that fucking song, there's no way I would hit that every time.
I bet Billy would have never written that knowing someone 50 years later was trying to do dildo karaoke
Right.
to a song like that.
I'm going to dedicate it to him.
And finally, last question. So you were explaining Casey this new movie you found out. What's in the new movie? Speaking of moves, we were talking about
Speaking of
moves.
Excellent segue. I was talking to Casey the other night and I said, I figured out the move that gets me the wettest.
Cool.
And I honestly didn't know my body could produce this much moisture, but I saw it in porn,
Okay,
as
cool.
most of us
Where
do.
were you watching it? The internet?
I was watching it on the
That's
internet
pretty
and I was
sick.
like, I want to try that. And obviously it works so well for porn because, the woman on top can look back. But the move is woman on top. You've got to be into a really wide leg squat so that your ass can be doing the up and down, not the whole torso. You've got to be able to just flick that booty up and down. But here's where it makes real sense here. The elbows come to the left side of his head. And that's when you drive down on that really hard.
Damn, okay.
And I don't know if it's just my body that needs the elbows on the left side, but I swear to God, geyser.
They just love it.
Yeah, it's so hot.
Well, hey, I'm happy you found it.
Oh, I am
Happy you
so,
figured it
it's
out.
changed my life.
Congratulations.
It really has.
How many times have you used the move so far?
I've used it maybe 10, maybe. And it's just so steadfast.
Call it 7.
Yeah, we'll call it 7. That's
call it 7.
that's the truth.
Well, hey, thank you so much for joining me. This was a great time. I enjoyed it very much. You're a joy. You're a hoot. Please check her out. Instagram is Laura X Desiree, and I don't know how to do a Tempted link because I'm an OnlyFans guy. But
Just on Tempted, search Laura Desiree. I'm the only one
no
on
X?
there.
No X.
No, I'm just Laura Desiree on there.
All right.
Keeps it nice and simple. Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
You're the best. Thank you so
I'll
much.
see you soon.